Okay.
I was just 8.
Okay, we've started recording. So while waiting on Jimmy to get ready, Jimmy just cut me off whenever, but I've known Jimmy for a while now, actually kind of knowing him from afar, followed him on Twitter, and then followed him on, because Jimmy has been active in PMI Portland, and also pretty active in social media. He has a large social media following. Finally got a chance to meet Jimmy at PMI Global in Chicago a couple of years back. I was pretty busy at work and just had a chance to really have a conversation with him. So we've had a virtual friendship over the period of time. And I've just watched Jimmy just achieve new heights of personal success, and wanted to get him engaged, hopefully share his journey with us. And we wanted to focus on how did all of his training and education and work lead him foundationally using project management to achieve professional levels of success, personal success as well.
All right.
Jimmy,
Thank you so much. I am ready. So let me see if I can share my screen. And then we can get the show moving. All right. Just let me know if you can see my screen.
We can.
All right, but thank you so much. I thank you so much, Bobby, for the opportunity to share some of my stories with you all from Portland, Oregon. And we must be thankful of technology. And I hope soon, post-COVID-19, I will be seen and not viewed by you all in Chicago. And so in my presentation today, I was wondering what to speak about as I was planning with Bobby to put this presentation together. Yeah. And at the end, my goal is really to share one word with you all. And as we find ourselves in the middle of a pandemic, many of you may find yourself in this, in the audience may find yourself in crushing situation where I know a lot of people right now in our country are either furloughed, and we have business leaders, project managers, business analysts. We have mid-career project and program managers, transition project managers, whether you're transitioning in or you're transitioning out of project management. And many of you may also be thinking about beginning a new career. And top moment, usually that's why the entrepreneurial spirit kicks in and get us out of the rat race so that we can do something that's enjoyable, that we're passionate about. Some of you may be thinking about consulting, starting your own business, whether it is the business of coaching, share your experience with others, or to become public speaker, and also to do some type of mentorship. I hope in my overall conversation today, you will have an opportunity to really get some nuggets out of that presentation that can help you. You may be on the fence to begin some of the activities I mentioned earlier. And I hope after this hour, you will be resolute to get yourself together and make the decision to take a step. It could be take a step towards your destiny with passion and purpose. Take a step towards accomplishing your goals, and take a step to move forward. Bottom line, there has to be movement, and you must take a step. So what is it about me? I'm going to go through the introduction very quickly so that we all can be on the same page. And I came to the United States in my very early years, and I started as a peak time teller. So as a matter of fact, my first job really was salesman. Used to sell Christmas trees in Florida. Florida, 82 degrees. Now that I live in Oregon, I did understand how comical this was to set Christmas trees in Florida at 82-degree weather. So you should never really expect a white Christmas in Miami, Florida, because of the heat. And quickly after that, started working for Bonnet Bank as a peak time teller. And I'm not sure if they have that position available these days, but peak time teller, it was a long time ago. I know some of our millennials may ask, what is a teller? Is it a fortune teller? Now, we used to have, I used to be the person helping people transition between business days from the previous to the next business day. And now, moving forward in my career, I'm the senior vice president of the organization, leading global projects that really pretty much impact people, process, and technology. And in the financial industry, pretty much about 22 years I've been doing this. I also get myself involved into several other activities, such as currently I serve as the member of Technology Oversight Committee for the City of Portland, where we provide oversight over the technology projects and report to the commissioners and also to the mayor. And not that I was not busy enough, I decided, might as well follow my dream and pursue a doctorate in leadership, doctorate of management in leadership and information technology system. And throughout all this, as Bobby mentioned, which my presentation will be more from the entrepreneurial and business side of my journey. I do a lot of keynote seminars, symposium, and being able to reach thousands of people globally, whether it is in the Caribbean and also in Asia and in Africa. So I have been fortunate to be on this journey, and will be able to share some of that with you and welcome any questions, any questions that you may have. To really get us started, I have learned a lot through so many other things that I've done.
Did we lose you, Jimmy?
I lost sound.
So did I.
Okay. Let's wait until he reconnects on audio. Jimmy, right now your audio is muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
All right, cool. It looks like my phone gets disconnected. My apology of that. So yeah, to really get, I can say, to really get us started, there is John Donahoe said it very well. It's a leadership is a journey, not a destination. It is a marathon, not a sprint. It is a process, not an outcome. So today I will be talking less about the leadership component, but I want to draw the parallel to our life. I want to draw the parallel to our vision. I want to draw this parallel to our destiny. My friends, we are in a journey. We are in a marathon and not a sprint. Our career, our life, our destiny, everything I have discovered that has happened to me, good, bad, ugly, really has pretty much helped me to become, to get me ready to where I am today. As I coach business leaders, clergy here and abroad, I am convinced that your fights, your struggles, your uncertainties, your challenges, these are processes to really help you get to your goal, to your destiny. And today I want to talk to you about 3 areas that should really help you at least put things into perspective. It has to do with a compass to really guide you to where you're going, and also about vision. And anything that we do, we must have a vision. And also I would brush on the leadership component, because the compass and the vision, that's what really is going to guide us moving forward. And then the leadership component, part of the project management aspect, I'm going to be pulling some components from there, is really what really represents who we are in this journey, because we have to lead ourselves to really get us moving forward. So the first question that I have for you is, where are you going? Do you know how to get there? If you do, great. I would say stay the course. If you do not, my advice to you is do not panic. Believe me, I've had folks really get so high in the career to the point that they finally realized that they were just moving with the flow. They were not leading their own life. So there is a way to get there. And my experience in research have revealed to me a compass is a great tool. A compass is a great tool to have. Now, if you hear an accent in my voice, I want you to know, don't try to fix your audio because there's nothing wrong with your ears as well. Your computer audio is doing very well. You're fine. I do have an accent. I am from the country of Haiti. Many of you may have read about Haiti. Since many of you are in Chicago, Chicago was designed by an Asian architect, fun fact. So you pretty much know about Haiti. And Haiti has been in the news since the earthquake in 2010 and all the issues that have kept the country and really in a struggling phase. I moved to the United States in the very early days and right after high school pretty much. And I mentioned to you my very first job was selling Christmas trees in Miami, 82 degrees. And as I moved to the US, I was fortunate to have a grandmother and a hardworking mother entrusted in me a compass. It was a compass of values, hardworking mentality, and also spirituality. Yes, as I moved to the US, I felt lost. And I went to New York City, then to Miami. Really lost. I found myself in a country of which I did not really speak the language. The food was fast. And many people kept saying, what, pretty much after every single thing that I said. So I may have found myself in a foreign lane, but I had a compass to guide me through. Many years later, that compass still guides me at making decisions that impact large organizations worldwide and touch people's lives all around the world. It is a compass that had guided me at articulating who I am, what I stand for, and why I'm excited to do what I do, to share my stories with you all. And hopefully you can avoid some of the mistakes that I've made and you can enjoy a sweeter and better ride to your calling. It is a compass that has helped me develop my emotional anchor and also my leadership philosophies as I lead teams worldwide and try to understand different perspectives, different cultures. So Webster Dictionary defines compass as a device for determining directions by means of a magnetic needle or group of needles turning freely on the pivot and pointing toward the magnetic north. So you may have heard from other theorists and researchers and writers about knowing your magnetic north. Pretty much what they are trying to instill in you is knowing where you're going, whether it is for your life, whether it is for your career, and whether it is for philanthropic activities that you conduct in your community. Where are you going? The general problem during my journey that I've discovered, I have worked with various individuals from different walks of life and different potentials who lack that vision and a compass. Many of them are very smart in their industry, very influential in their environment, yet they feel restrained, held back, and unable to capitalize on their gifts and to really share with the world their insights and the talent, the raw talent that's inside of them. I've worked with a great guy. We worked together. I mean, amazing person. Really reached pretty much, I would say, the top of his career. For him to realize at the end that was not his passion and quit his job and write and follow his passion. I mean, there are stories after stories after stories. And I will say it's never too late. But sooner the better, because most of us may have a job to pay for our health insurance, if you will, to provide us with that financial stability. However, that fulfillment, we don't have that, right? We don't do it with passion. We just do it just to do it. So my suggestion would be if you're a project manager, program managers, portfolio managers, if you have the entrepreneurial spirit, and I'm sure you have all the skills that for you to go ahead and take that step forward to move forward. And if you are shy, if you are evaluating the risk of doing it and not doing it, I would suggest take a step and try it and do something. Because many of us in our journey, we are taught to manage, to have power, to be influential. And that usually put us in the passenger seat, not in the driver's seat. But I submit to you, management is not leadership, as many of you may be aware of it. Having power alone is not leadership. Knowing that you are influential alone is not leadership. And now, I'm not talking about leadership in the sense that you're leading people per se. I'm talking about leadership taking responsibility and accountability for you to fulfill your dreams, to go after your destiny. Because I have discovered one of the hardest things for leaders in particular, in general, to do is to lead yourself. Because you know yourself, you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses. So, quick question that I have for you. Where are you going? Do you have one vision that you can articulate? Think about this for a second. And this is going to go in a couple of ways. It will, some of you may be leaders, you're leading a team right now. So this is very applicable to you. And at the same time, some of you, if you don't have a team, let's just say during this whole pandemic thing, you find yourself to be the only thing you're leading is yourself. This is also applicable to you. Do you have a single vision that you can articulate? Knowing that what your vision is or what your visions are can be more challenging than you may think. The first step to achieving your vision is really knowing what it is. So what is your vision? What do you want out of your life? What are your true desires? I mentioned and emphasize the word true because very often people's visions are not their own, meaning they think they want something, but that's because they have been influenced by others, whether it has to do with family members or whether it has to do with the media that really influence their thought process. So as I mentioned, my statement may have different meaning on who you are right now or where you find yourself. So if you're a project manager or you're a business leader, the question I have for you is, do you know the vision of what your project or your business is accomplishing? And if you do, don't make this favor, go to your team and ask your teammates, team members, do they know what that vision is? Because one thing you will realize for many people, the vision is in their head, the rest of the organization does not know what that vision is. And even as the president of the Project Management Institute and Portland Chapter, it took me a while for our folks to really grasp that vision. But they hear the vision from me constantly. But as I do one skip level meeting in the organization, I discovered that our board was very great. I'm very grateful for all the things that they've done for us in Portland. But not all of them were sharing the vision. Let's just put it this way. They were sharing in their own words, context, which oftentimes did not portray the full vision of what we're trying to do. And it is important to do that because what you're going to find out at times, the vision starts from the top, but it can get diluted or polluted in the middle. And the people on the front line, they are operating on a way different vision than what you as the leader that you set up of the organization. So do me this favor, go ahead and inquire with your frontline people to figure out what is the vision for the organization. Other, some of you may say, okay, I'm not leading a team. I need a vision for my life. Ask yourself this question. Who do you allow to direct your life? Now, some of you, and I believe at the beginning we talked about being CEO and all that. Who is the CEO of your life? The work that you go to is only a component of your life. It is not who you are, it's what you do. Now, as an individual who want to have a destiny, want to follow your destiny, I would highly recommend you take the time to put down that vision so that everything that you do can be congruent and can also be in alignment to what getting you that vision. So if my goal is to become a pilot, right, spending time in the ocean is not gonna really help me there. I'm not saying it's not gonna get me some skills that I can apply there, but if I'm doing a lot of scuba diving, more likely it's not gonna help me to become a pilot, right? So I may wanna make sure that I do things that will be in alignment to guide me towards my goal, towards my vision. And so my first call to action, you today, is take a minute, write down your vision, write down your goals, and write down your objectives. I'm gonna take another example. When I was in Portland, we used to do we still do it. It's our professional development day. And originally, we used to host the PDD every month in hotel, and wanted to have a bigger vision than hosting our annual, one of our biggest events in the environment in a hotel. My vision for the organization was to bring this into a convention center. Now, it was not an easy task to do because we've never done it before. But after taking the whole board to PMI LAM, Leadership Institute meeting, and see the way PMI did it, we discovered, yeah, we can do this. And we did it. And we were successful, I believe, 2 or 3 years in a row. So my whole thing is you need to write down, and I'm going to give you some quick tips on how you can identify your goals, identify your vision. Brainstorm everything that you would like to do, everything you'd like to achieve, everything you'd like to experience, everything you'd like to have, and several areas in your life, whether it has to do professional, personal, or hobby. Because in the mix of all of those goals, you will soon discover there are some intersections that really get you excited. And what we're looking for in that list is what gets you passionate, what you're passionate about. And then most likely in doing this exercise, you will identify your purpose. Include all areas: relationship, career, leisure, fun, financial, personal growth, health, and so forth. Make sure to include the things you usually leave off your list of responsibilities. Identify the time frame you want to get those things done between 1, 3, 5, 10 years, and then repeat that process. When you repeat that process, so that you can really put them into perspective and figure out, okay, in 1 year, can I do this? In 2 years, can I really do this? In 4 years, can I really do that? And spend some time and figure out which one of those things you're truly passionate about. What we're looking for here is passion. The passion that's what's going to really allow you to get there. And once you get that list, the second step I want to bring to the attention is a key component that many folks have discovered fail to realize. You cannot inspire other people with what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and where you're going to take them. You have to inspire them with the why that they need to do it. So at first, I thought that lesson of leadership, you have to inspire people with the why, was between me as a leader working in a team setting. And I quickly discovered the why is even more important for me. I need to understand why I'm doing this. You need to dig deeper to really find out what is the real reason that you're going after that goal. And I will tell you right now, if your goal, if your vision is something that yourself that you can do, it is not really a vision. It is a goal. It is an objective. What you're looking for is to dream big. What you're looking for is to dream so big that you're gonna have to find other people to help to get this done. In my line of work, I always like to bring this little example. You do not hire an architect to really help you build a chicken coop. You do not hire a program manager to really help you deliver a small project that you have, right? You make sure you allocate the resources appropriately. The same way for your goals and visions. You have to think so big that you have to go outside of your comfort zone, outside of your inner circle to find people to come and help you. Because if it's small enough, why in the world would somebody leave what they're doing and be excited to do something that you can do? Think about it this way. So your vision has to be big enough that you'll have to extend yourself outside of who you know, of what you know, to really get you to where you want to be. And one of the, what will help you maintain the momentum is by knowing why you're doing it. What is the real reason? One of the real reasons for me to work so hard with the PMI Portland Chapter was because when I joined the organization, I did not have the mentors. I did not have a path for me to really get me. So I joined the organization. I had one job, and I was the asset manager, because the organization had one laptop. Well, not even a laptop, we had one projector. So my goal was to bring the projector once a month for our chapter dinner meeting. And I said, all right, you know what? We have to think bigger than that. One projector, the next thing you know, we had two projectors, then we had laptops. The next thing you know, the PMI Portland Chapter moved from that. Our monthly meeting used to be 50, 60, 70 people a month. So the last, I believe, our largest number was about 350 people in the monthly meeting. So you have to think bigger. And one of the many reasons that really get me excited to do it, that's because I did not want another Jimmy to come in and have to, and we have to provide him with that one job of one asset manager, right? I did not want another Jimmy to come in and do not have people in the community who are great at managing projects not being available to mentor them. I did not want another me to come in and to have a path to do this the right way. But I could not do it by myself. I had to surround myself with some great people in our board to really extend to the East Coast, to Canada, to get great speakers to come to Portland to really share their knowledge with the community. So you have to know your vision. You have to know why you want to achieve your vision. What is the outcome that makes you desire it? And why do you want to do it? And again, the why, it's more about you. Because if you cannot get excited for your own vision, how do you think you're going to be contagious and have other people to follow you? Right? And how does that impact your life? What is that important to you? And how would that make you feel? And at the end of the day, my recommendation to you is, as you're making the list of your goals, do not be shy. Go big, and go big. Think big. Think vision that you won't be able to even achieve now, but it will take you 5 or 10 years, because believe me, in the process of achieving those goals, your growth will be tremendous. And the other element I want to really to finish with this, I would like to quote Jack Welch, the former chairman of General Electric, that said, "Good business leaders create the vision, articulate the vision passionately, own the vision, and relentlessly drive it to completion." You really have to own that vision. And again, if today you find yourself in a situation you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do, please do me this favor, stop everything and conduct this exercise. Write down the things you always wanted to do and figure out which one of those that you're really passionate about, and then put some time frame and start working. What I'm trying to get from you today is to make a step towards accomplishing your vision with passion and purpose. Now, once you have that done, the fun begins, because this is where you're gonna start making it pretty much out there. You're gonna start feeling the passion, the excitement. I'm gonna do this. I can do this. That's what's gonna require leadership. It's gonna require leadership. Now, if you're leading a team, it is a requirement for you to share the vision. For your personal vision, I would caution you not to speak your personal vision out to everyone. Yes, this is very contradictory. On one hand, I'm telling you, share your vision with everyone. On another hand, I'm telling you, do not share your vision with everyone. You must have a little circle of people that you can trust, and that can be honest with you, that can really provide you feedback on your personal vision to really help you get where you want to be. But do not go out there on the mountaintop and share your vision out, because that's where your challenges will begin. As you are excited about your vision, as you're going to get out there, it's going to require leadership and for you to get there. So what I have discovered is, relating this to project management. There has been a lot of project management skills that have helped me to really get some of my vision to completion. Now, project management skills, they have helped me in the how to get things, not necessarily on the what in the how. I'm sorry, the what and the why. The what is really coming from inside of you. The what is in here. No one else can tell you what you're going to do, what your vision is going to be. It is you. Project management, project management skills, project management acumen really help you discover, really help you put together a plan, a how you're gonna get it done. And the why, again, comes, it's all about you. And I always like to say, my vision comes from my brain in terms of what I want to do. Project management provides me with a framework to deliberate, and out and from your heart, the why. That's what the why is, because I'm gonna show you things are gonna get tough. So fasten your seatbelt. Once you have your vision, you're gonna be ready to take off. And as an airplane, besides everything in airplane has to function, and I will say in layman's terms, there are two components that really help an airplane stay balanced in the air. And again, I'm not an engineer, so I'm going to keep this very, very low, right? Don't think too hard. I will say it has to do with the wings. And for me, your wings are going to be knowledge and courage, or I should say courage and knowledge. Those are going to be the areas or the two components I have discovered that really help leaders to carry through, whether you're leading a team or whether you are leading um, your own dream and vision. Because when you started saying that I want to go out there and do better, if you're a project manager and you say you want bigger projects and you'll become a program manager, whenever in life you want to make a next step towards something bigger and greater, you are asking for trouble. Now, I know we like to get there. I know we enjoy when we're looking at other people and say, okay, these people have arrived. But I'm telling you, you are asking for trouble, because automatically, what is going to fuel your passion, what is going to fuel your purpose and your vision, you're going to start facing obstacles. And that's what you're going to need courage. And Aristotle said it very well. You will never, you will never do anything in this world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind next to us. Think about a leader who has accomplished in your life, or in the spotlight, who has accomplished great things without courage. I'm not sure you're gonna find that, because as soon as you make your dream known to this world, you're gonna face conflict, and those conflicts are going to be conflict not only externally but also conflict internally. And one thing I will tell you, as no matter how many conflicts that you face, do not whine. No matter how much work gets in your plate, do not whine. And that is one thing that I've discovered in my progress and my research to this. And with everything that I just mentioned to you that I'm doing, whether it's maintaining a day job, maintaining my doctorate, and maintaining, coaching soccer and all that. Good thing there's no soccer coaching now because of COVID, being the president of a soccer association, and everything that I do. Life goes up and down. Sometimes I have free time in one area, sometimes I'm busy in another area. But one thing that I've learned not to do is not to whine, because whatever struggle encountering right now, whatever's rushing you right now, is really preparing you for your next step. And if many of you go to the gym, you will know if you start bench press out, I don't know, 150 pounds, in order for you to go to 175, it requires your muscle to really stretch, right? So if you're at the bottom and you want to make your way up, do not take the elevator. Go ahead and take the stairs. Because by the time you get there, you want to make sure you have developed the muscle for you to withstand the pressure that's at the top. So when you're getting pressure right now at the bottom and you're crying, you are canceling out your future. You're canceling out many of the visions that you have. My main thing is suck it up because it's not gonna get any better. I will tell you that from the time in my career I have started in corporate America, it has not never gotten any better. Just when I think I had it figured out, something else shows up. When I started with Bonnet Bank, 90 days as a peak time teller, I was put in charge to manage a transition to a bank for our branch. Okay, 90 days as a peak time teller, I was pretty much putting logistics together for a merger. I did not even know what a merger was. I'm being plenty honest. I was in school, and they told me, Jimmy, you will be responsible to get our branch ready for the merger. I said, okay, no problem, bring it on. This too shall pass. And the whole notion of being crushing, I will tell you, and the illustration I always like to refer to has to do with conflict. You have to crush the beans in order to put the hot water on it for the aroma to come out. You have to crush the grapes in order for it to become wine. And I have 4 children, and I will tell you this: after the first child, I thought I get this thing down. Then the second child, completely different. The third child, by the fourth child, I call my wife and say, okay, listen, you really have to help us figure this one out because I'm done, right? So the moral of the story, do not whine, stop whining, and take the step. You're gonna have limitations. There will be limitations, and I will tell you, I have faced so many limitations. I thought I had these limitations. In reality, all I had to do is to treat them like nothing else and just move on. If you find yourself with some limitation, you need to do, and we're gonna talk about it in the next component. Do your work to overcome those limitations. Now, some limitations you cannot overcome them. They are who you are. Okay? If you're 5 foot 5 foot 4, that's what you have. That's who you are. You cannot get out of it. But does not mean that you cannot do great things even of that limitation. You see it as a limitation, but you just have to change your perspective from that limitation to really move forward from there. And try to. There was an example I wanted to share with you. There's this basketball player. I forget his name, but many of you can Google it. If you guys know basketball, who was he dug on Dwight Howard, I believe, which is 6 feet something. A very short guy. So if we're talking about limitation of height, I was trying to remember his name, which kind of escaped me. And another thing that I want to bring to your attention is you're gonna have fear, whether it is external fear, meaning are you gonna be successful, or whether it has to do with internal fear, the fear of succeeding. Now, it's one thing for you're excited to get this thing done, but once you get there, success also brings its own share of trouble. So try to overcome your fear and always ask yourself, if I did not fear whatever it's going to be, what would I do? Okay, what would I do? And there is this whole circle of knowledge. When you begin an adventure, there's things that you do not know. All right, so I always use this little formula to help me out. You don't know what you don't know. If I want to become a pilot, I have no idea what it takes to become a pilot, right? But the second step is you can figure out what you don't know. Now I know I need to know how to start the engine of the plane, right? I don't know how to do it, but I know I need to know that. So there's the things you don't know what you don't know. Now you know what you don't know, and that's where your research begins. And you will find yourself in another position later that you know what you know. You are confident in your knowledge. And oftentimes you become so great at what you do, you just don't know how much you know about certain topics. And many of you, I've worked with so many people, they just don't know how much they know about certain topics. That would make them leaders. They're project managers that I work with. They are excellent, but they still treat themselves as a novice project manager when they have the talent, they have the knowledge, they have all those things inside of them. Many of you are CEOs, many of you are entrepreneurs. You just don't know how much you know. You don't trust yourself. And I will tell you to go ahead and take a step to really help you move forward. And there will be criticism. So let me put it to you this way. If if you fear of criticism, this may not be for you, because I have not seen any leaders accomplishing anything great in this world without facing some criticism. And in the world, as I moved to the United States, I was operating in so many different worlds. I was operating first, and when I moved from Haiti, and I was in the Haitian community, then I was working and I was pretty much going to school. I find myself in the American community. I had friends, we had church activities that were part of the Jamaican community or the Hispanic community. So you find yourself in so many worlds, and that's what you're gonna have to really figure out. How can you adapt? And I call it, people have the whole notion of your IQ, which is that quotient of intelligence. This has to do to a different level that has not even to do with EQ, which is the emotional intelligence, but I call it your AQ, your adaptability intelligence. When you find yourself in the world, I like to use the word agile, but I know agile is kind of in our industry, it's used so often. I don't want to really use it, but really it's the matter for you to become agile and figure out in what world you are and how to respond. Because if you find yourself, you will discover in one sector, in one area, what makes you popular. You go into all other areas, people criticize it. You will find out what you're working great. And I remember in Portland, PMI, I was working so great with the community, with lawyers, with so many other people. They were so welcoming all the things that we were doing. And I found other people saying, why are you expanding our industry? We were good the way we were. I mean, the way we were before. So in one hand, you get people praising you here. In another hand, you have people that you were expecting to praise you. Are the people turning against you? Okay? So what I'm trying to say is you will face criticism. That is number one. I would say that's number one thing to expect. And there's nothing wrong with criticism. Sometimes it's good for somebody to share their feedback with you. I call it free marketing feedback. I will tell you not to dwell on criticism, because after a while you're just wasting your time. It's just not worth it. And the other component of the plane is what I would call knowledge. I am a fan of knowledge. Of course, you will see through all my thing with 2 master's degrees and now going for my doctorate. And I don't even consider those. These are the academics portion of knowledge. But there is the knowledge of your history. There is the knowledge of life. There is the knowledge of a mentor. There is the knowledge of paying attention to your surroundings. That I believe that is very important. Maya Angelou said, when you know better, you do better. I often say I don't regret anything in my life. However, every now and then when I look back and figure out the opportunities that I squandered, opportunities that came to me and I did not recognize them as opportunities because I did not know any better. People that were in my circle were looking up to me, young people, because I really had that passion. And I did not understand how they were looking up to me for me to embrace that and really take advantage of that to really help them in their quest, because I did not know any better. I have discovered knowledge really can make a difference, whether it is about your goal, like many of you today. I hope what you're hearing now will provide you that nugget of knowledge for you to take a step towards your purpose, towards your vision. Now, think about if you did not come here to listen to this talk, you would not do anything different. And that's what I'm talking about, the missing opportunity. So regardless, we just have to learn and move forward. And from a knowledge perspective, I will tell you one thing for you to that you can increase your knowledge, as you can see on the screen. I've outlined 3 things that I've discovered to be very key. The first one is exposure. You have to know where you're going so that you can expose yourself to situations, to people who have them before you, so that you can learn from their mistakes. Now, exposure, you have to be very careful not to become who you are looking at, but for you to remain authentic, for you to remain yourself. I can learn from several other people and don't lose who I am. I am not here to emulate what you do. I am here to emulate, or at least to learn how you do what you do. So don't forget, the what has to come from me. The why has to come from me. All I need is the how. That's all I need is the how. Now, oftentimes the what, the principal what, that has to come from you. Now, you may have to figure out what do you need to do to get to what you are focusing on achieving. Those additional whats, I call it the sub whats. Yeah, you can gain from some other people. You can learn from some other people. Which when you think about it, you also know the how. How do I do that, right? If I need to become a CEO, how do I do it? But first, I need to know I need to become a CEO, right? From that perspective. And the second one has to do with mentoring. I was sharing with with uh, with with a friend of mine the other day. So I was like, I still have friends on their birthdays. What would they say to their young self? And one thing I would tell you, I personally did not have growing up was a mentor. And however, knowing how important mentoring can be, my recommendation to you right now, if you don't have a mentor, find one. If you cannot find a mentor, it's okay. I have developed what I call the mentoring spirit, where I will follow I will read a lot about certain people that I admire, right, from the past or from, different personalities. You, people that you admire, you see certain things in them that capture your attention. You can follow these people, follow their work, follow how they do what they do. That's what I call the spirit of mentoring. So these people are mentoring you. They don't even know they are mentoring you. So you have a long unknown distance mentoring relationship with them. Okay, there are several great people that I follow. They have no idea I'm following them, but I really look at their work, see their upbringing, see what they do, see what they started, and so on and so forth. And some of them I can see myself in them. Some of them I say, wow, that was a huge mistake. I'm going to learn from this. And the next one has to do with positioning. Position yourself for success. And you will hear a lot of people mention, this guy was lucky. I'm not sure I've ever seen luck personally. I will tell you, when you do your homework, when you know where you're going, when you acquire the knowledge, opportunities will show up. You will capitalize on them, and people are gonna call that luck. What they don't see is all the hard work that you've put in the background. What they don't see as leaders is all the fine nights that you've had with other people close to you. What they don't see is all the struggles, ups and downs that you went through. They don't see any of that. All they see is the end result. And I will tell you right now, if you don't find yourself in the spotlight, if you don't find yourself fulfilling that dream, that passion of yours, take courage, because you are, I always like to call it, in obscurity, that's where your preparation happens. Is when people don't see you, people don't know you, that's how you get to prepare yourself. Because by the time you step up in the spotlight, you better be ready. So position yourself by doing what I just mentioned, so that when the opportunity comes, you can take advantage of them. I just shared with you, I've had a lot of opportunities in my past, but I was not ready. I was not positioning myself to take advantage of those opportunities. So out of this section, make sure you expose yourself to the right people, to the right groups. And you may find yourself in circles that's holding you back. You may find yourself in circles who do not believe in you. My question to you is what in the world are you doing in this circle? Okay, because your circle matters. The people around you matter. Find a mentor. Find a mentor that can guide you, that can help you move forward. And if you cannot find a mentor in the area that you're interested, develop that mentoring spirit. Learn about giants in that environment so you can follow, so they can help you. And last but not least, position yourself for success. Because when the right time comes, you will, for fact, go ahead and you're gonna take off. The world will see you. The world will not be enough to contain you. And many of those people that you see today with success, I will say a few of them. I'm not gonna say none of them. Many of them did not start from today to from where they are now last night. There was a progress, there was a progression. And part of some of the leadership trainings that I do, I always say leadership starts from the back. Leadership starts in places that you least expect it. As the former president of the PMI Portland Chapter, I started my leadership journey as the guy who was bringing the equipment. As a now senior vice president for a company I work for, I started as a teller. Okay, as the trainings, the keynote speakers, the seminars that I put together, I didn't start like that yesterday. It has been a progression. There has been a history. So do not look down on where you are today. If you find yourself in that obscurity, it is the moment of your preparation. Get ready because sooner or later the door will be open. You have to walk in. You have to walk in ready. All right. And then one of these days, you guys will invite me, and I'll be a cheerleader for you to really support you in that endeavor. And what I'm going to present to you is something that I call my leadership compass. That is a compass. One thing in the middle I like to call the middle, which is you, which is your substance. And for me, that's self-awareness, authenticity, and also trust. But what I want to share with you, take this exercise with you, and try to fill this out to really help you guide you in your leadership journey. And because of time, I will go ahead and hand it over to Bobby. One thing I will tell you, no matter what you do, just do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jimmy. So that was really a lot. I apologize for almost 6 minutes to the top of the hour. One thing really quick, is there anyone from CPS Network with us? I saw Dominic join us. Is Dominic still with us? Anyone from CPS Network? I just want to mention really quick that we partnered with CPS Network. They do all of our advertising with our chapter. They also have enabled a job portal for us. We'll send out another communication through a newsletter regarding the details on the job portal, and then again, the partnership with advertisement with CPS Network. We will communicate that additional information through our newsletter. Jimmy, the one question I have, if I could use the last 5 minutes. By the way, on reporting PDUs, we're not automatically reporting the PDUs. Please do self-report. We've used 1 full hour here. I would probably mention that this qualifies for leadership. Again, it's up to you. It's on our system. Please do self-report your PDUs. Jimmy, one question I have is that we know that I don't want to negate what's going on in our country, and it's really sad. It saddens me as a first-generation immigrant as well. But my question to you is, how did you draw from your identity really rags, almost, for lack of a better term, rags to riches story. And it's very humbling what you've achieved and where you came from. We come from kind of a very similar background, being a first-generation immigrant. But how did you draw strength from your identity, not being born in the U.S., just our skin color as well? How did you draw strength from your identity and not so much probably from your skin color?
Oh yes. Oh no, that's that's a given. So very quick, I would say I talk about limitations, right? And at the beginning, those were limitations for me. Those were limitations in the sense I even had somebody who told me, "What makes you think you're gonna be successful speaking? Because first you're black, second you're Haitian, and third you have an accent." So it really took me by surprise when that person told me that. And I said, why can I said, so that's a great way to look at it, but I find myself being uh, encouraged by that. And I said, why shouldn't I be successful? Because I'm black, because I'm Haitian, because I have an accent. How many of those three components do you see do you see out there, right? So my main thing, yes, I mean, believe it or not, I know where I'm living, I'm not naive. However, one thing that I've discovered, and it's all about knowledge, when you know who you are, when you know what you have to offer, and when you're ready for it, the world has a way to make way to you, where you may not think there was a way, and all of a sudden those things happen. If you can shut down those noises that really bring all the weaknesses that you have and focus on your strength. And one theory that I learned once called appreciation inquiry, where you can really focus on what works instead of what other may think do not work. Again, like I said, you're gonna have noises around you, and you have to be able to get yourself out of the circle. Am I still struggling with some limitations? You bet. Okay. But nonetheless, the strengths that I have are greater than those limitations. So I'd rather keep my focus on the strength and less on the limitation, and offer to this world what's inside of me that my mom told me, wherever you are, you're great. You just have to let people know about it. If you think otherwise, you're right. If you think you're great, you're right. If you think you're not great, you're right as well.
I know we have 1 minute left, and Jimmy, I want to honor your time as well. If people have additional questions, can they just connect with you on LinkedIn? Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Or,
On LinkedIn, Twitter, and I'm not too good. I'm not much of a Facebook person, but with those two outlets, most likely you can feel free to ask me any question. And again, my whole purpose, my whole goal is really to share some of the. It's all about that appreciation inquiry, to share some of the strengths with everyone, so they can soar, so they can really take their own journey to the next level.
yep, Jimmy, I'm not sure. Can you hang on for maybe 5 more minutes, or do you have to go?
No. I can definitely stay.
You have to go?
No, I can stay.
Okay. Lisa or Trudy, if you have any questions, please unmute yourself. Anyone have questions? Kathy?
I do.
Okay.
Trudy.
Okay, go ahead, Trudy.
Thank you. Yes. I noticed that you had 3 main areas as far as the what, the why, and the how.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the what is essential, and they all are. But which of those areas did you personally find the most difficult?
I find it most difficult, or they were all difficult for me to begin. So think about it, moving from Haiti to the United States, and I did not, here with my brother, I did not even have any orientation. I was in a foreign land. So I did not know anything at all. So, but leaving Haiti, one thing I was guided by, I will say, the why, which I know I wanted to be a chemist. That was my main thing. And of course, when I come here to figure out how much money it will take to go to school, I said, okay, I'm gonna settle with the next best thing, which was computers, right? But yet, with deep down in me, I had that. And further, so the whole exercise that I mentioned, figure out why. And then I come up to ask myself the question, why did I want to be a chemist? Why did I want to do this? Well, although I love chemistry. But I discovered my love for chemistry was not chemistry itself. It was really the research that has to do with chemistry. And I discovered really I'm a researcher at heart. I love to research everything. So the why all of stuff came up very late in my life because, well, this whole thing, I was doing research, I was doing a lot of work, not even knowing why I was doing them. The why came very late. Now the how, that was really the things that I've discovered that I needed to know how to get there, right? I wanted to be a chemist. I found myself to be in computers. I ended up loving computers, but I was not doing it well. I was saying, okay, then what do I need to do? I want to get my master in computer information system. Then I started doing project management. The group that I was with did not do project management very well. And I said, then how do I become great at project management? I joined the PMI Portland Chapter, right? I ended up having my MBA. So the how happens as I'm focusing on the why. And then I will tell you the why happened very recently. I was about 3 or 4 years ago. The why came up because I came up to the point I said, I need to stay focused. I discovered there has to be alignment between my research studies, my work, and my entrepreneurial activities. Things have to be in alignment instead of me looking for a place, doing things left and right. But what gets them connected is the why.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Actually, I have one more
Please.
thought of.
Oh, go ahead.
When you were talking about AQ, we all know IQ and EQ, and you have adaptability intelligence. I find that very interesting. Do you have any more information on how that's defined or where someone can find information on that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm sure you can Google it and find. I did read a couple of books that I don't know their names from top of my head. It's your adaptability quotient, and I can draw some parallel to the agile world that we are in. When we're talking about agility, and many people think about agile to be a project management methodology where you deliver projects, where it is a component of it, but also you have business agility. Now, during this whole COVID-19, you'll find yourself, some businesses were able to move from their current process to go online. You have schools who were able to move from classroom to virtual. They were able to respond quickly, and which is what about agility is the ability to respond quickly to the current situation that you are facing so that you can keep your operations going. From an individual perspective, your ability to adapt with situations that's in front of you so that you don't get into whining. When you have a new boss, you don't get whining. When you have a new situation facing you, you don't go call so and so and start whining. It does not help. You just need to shut up and adapt. Adapt with the winds, because I believe it's Darwin that says, I forgot the quote, the ones who will survive are the ones who will be able to adapt, not the most intelligent ones, right? And this comes back from way prehistorical ages, you know. Organisms that adapt to their environment, they are the ones that last. No matter
It's funny you say that, because I've recently heard several times over, it's not survival of the fittest, it's survival of those who adapt.
Exactly.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Anyone else? Well, Jimmy, this was really helpful even for myself. I took copious notes as well. I'm a big Simon Sinek fan as well. I have audiobooks of, I think, a majority of his books, and it really goes back to the conversation about what's my why, what's your why, what is everyone's why. And we need to be able to articulate not just our personal vision, but we're in a project or we're in a program. we need to have that elevator pitch and articulate our vision for the project so we can have those allies and champions for our project, our program, our portfolio. So just really the fundamentals, you drive home again. The fundamental is, what's my why? And be able to articulate that, we're a few steps forward to achieving our goal. So thank you so much. I know there was a lot more to your presentation, but that's the main nugget that I got out of this. And I really appreciate you as a person, as a human being, as a professional project manager, project management professional. I appreciate you. Hopefully this will not be the last. We will have you in our chapter. Looking forward to seeing you in future PMI events. Hopefully you are still active, but really looking forward to still knowing you more, collaborating with you, working with you in the future. So please, if you're in Chicago, anyone who is in this call, if you're in Chicago, please hit me up on LinkedIn. We can go out to lunch where it's allowed. I'll buy you coffee, I'll buy you tea, or I'll buy you lunch. So please don't be a stranger. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone. Do appreciate you. Jimmy, I'll be in contact soon. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye-bye now.